Hi everyone, it's Lisa and Luna from Don't Run with Scissors, back with another Technique Tuesday. Today I am doing more of a craft project than anything else, but you can also do this in your card making and scrapbooking. So this technique goes to a wide array of crafts that you can do. And continuing with my theme of using household products in different ways and glues and all of that, I am playing with rubber cement today. I did get this at Hobby Lobby. Nothing special about it, but what we will be doing is masking with it and also perhaps something else. So we'll see how this goes. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make, you could say 3 cards, but I'm going to be doing frames, so wall art. And I have the sayings of live, laugh, love. And I'm going to turn this document, which I printed on my laptop with the Lobster 2 font, TWO. And what I'm going to do is turn this into a stencil. So how am I going to do that without sitting here and fussy cutting using my X-Acto knife? Well, I'm going to be using my brother's scanncut. It's phenomenal. So I'm going to prepare my mat. And I just so happen to get a brand new spiffy clean mat. I'm so excited. And I'm going to put this in the corner. Off, make sure it's nice and straight. So those of you that have it, it's like a Cricut mat or any other kind of cutting mat. So I put this is just regular computer typing paper. I put it up here in the top corner, and I'm going to load my machine. And because it's a nice, fresh, clean mat, oh, life is going to be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan, which is the button that I just hit here, scan. And then I'm going to do direct cut with a trick. So I'm going to hit start, and it's going to take this into the machine and start scanning. So I'm going to pull this away so that the mat can come out the back end. Okay. And we're going to wait for it to do its thing here. And you can see the 3 words have popped up. I'm going to click OK. And if things work the way they're supposed to, all 3 of these outlines have been created. And they have. So I'm very lucky for that. So this is going to be my cutting file. Those of you that do have a scan and cut, there's 2 other options here. You can add a border to it if you wanted to make it wider. So we're going to continue as is. Now, because I don't necessarily want these words, I do and I don't. I'm making a stencil. I'm going to take the paper off that I scanned because it's thin. So I peeled it off, as you can see in here. And what I'm going to do is put a thicker cardstock in its place. As I said, I'm making a stencil, so it doesn't matter if I line this up perfectly or not, because I'm just looking to cut those words out. So I'm going to hit cut and let it go on its merry way. So I have picked up some frames and was thinking about doing some wall art for my cubicle at work. And I figured I would play with these 3 words and perhaps a die cut of a heart on one of them. But I was going to do a watercolor background. So once this is done cutting, we can do that. So let me find, I have Post-it tape. Then I'm just going to put this down to hold my watercolor in place. I'm going to do it about 1/4 inch in to give it a border. And this might get cut off in the end. We'll see. This is just Post-it tape, so I mean, if you put it down and don't like it, just lift it up. And this is regular cold water press watercolor paper. You will need rubber cement. The machine's done. So let's bring that over here. So I don't know if you can see, let's see if I can get the glare out of there. You probably can barely see the live. So what I'm going to do is Give this a little pull, little love. Again, this is a sticky mat, and it's not used to having super sticky mats with the Brother Scanncut. That's the one downfall with this machine, is the stickiness level of things and the decreased sticky of the mat. So here are my stencils. Look at that. So I'm going to cut one of these up. We're going to do Live, the first one. So we'll just cut that one off. That side. So my paper is adhered down to my craft mat. I am going to have a heat tool accessible, and I'm going to place my stencil down, hopefully towards the center of the paper as I can, and I'm going to take rubber cement. Some people will say you can also use masking fluid. You can. I like rubber cement. I like the way it smells. I enjoy playing with it. Hi, I'm cutting in from the original video. I did my die cutting, and I have my Live, Laugh, Love all ready to go. I did, in the meantime, complete 2 of my framed works of art, Live and Live. So now all I have left to do is laugh. And as I was working on these, I did change up the technique a little bit, and I figured I should probably show that instead of the original one I had planned. So I have my 5x7 piece of cold pressed watercolor paper, and I have my die cut out of 110 pound cardstock, and I'm going to put that right over my watercolor paper. And you can secure this down if you want. It's all a matter of how neat you work and how messy you can be. So I have my rubber cement, nothing special. Hopefully you might even have some of that at home. Let me zoom in a little bit here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to essentially take the rubber cement and go over my stencil. Hopefully not making too much of a mess with the rubber cement. It smells so yummy. It does run, so I try to start up a little bit so that if there's any big goobers hanging out, we'll be good to go. And then I come on in. Try to stay in one motion so that you're not lifting the stencil up and getting any rubber cement in areas you don't want them. And the little parts that go in the G and the A, you can paint those in after. And I got the H left. So what I found out when I had done my Live and my Laugh, I wasn't getting a nice crisp image out of my whites. So I'm going to bring these back in. I'm going to let that dry for a minute. So you can see on the Live, there's a little bit of pink here in the I and a little bit in the lower L. And then when I did the Love, it's actually much more white. And I figured out how to make it happen. So I have my stencil down, and I have my rubber cement drying. I'm going to speed it up with a heat gun. You can do that. And I'm just going to do it real light. And you'll see the gloss disappear. Well, what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to come in with a second coat. And this is really what the game changer was on this. So again, I'm going to start at the top, get the goober off, and then come on and come down. You don't want it too thin, you don't want it too thick. This is what I've learned. I'll finish this one up, the L. Okay, now we can peel our mask up. I have a little rogue glue up there, but we're going to move that in a minute. Put this aside. And now you can heat gun this for good. And and it's magic. It just disappears.
So on the first take of the video, this was that rogue glue that got stuck up top, so you can rub it off.
It's rubber cement.
So on the first one, I only did one coat of rubber cement with my stencil. This one I did two. You will see a big difference in the colors. I am using the Peerless watercolors. They're from a company in Wisconsin. They've been around since 1902, and they come in these books. So all of the pigment is put into these little papers, and you can see on the back of them what the color of the watercolor ink actually is. So it's beautiful. And this was one of the original sets. They have a transparent watercolor set, they have a pretty in pink set, and they have the set that I'm working with right now, which is actually a bonus pack, which has all of these colors in it. Flip it over to see the array. They're beautiful, and they're really easy to work with. You get a lot of color. I'm sticking with the three colors I have been playing with. I have peacock blue, marigold yellow, and oh geez, I can never say their red names. Alizarin red. Sorry if I said it wrong, or if it's a family member. I have a regular old watercolor paintbrush that I have sitting in my rinse well over here, which I need a paper towel. Do have a paper towel ready, and your water spritzer. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to spray my paper, get it wet, because I'm going to make these colors move around. I'm going to go in with my peacock color first. Okay, and you just need a little bit, and I'm going to dab. Now when you're playing with these, make sure you get your edges of the paper. Sometimes they just get a little finicky, and sometimes they just don't get colored. So I'm on my rinse well, put that side. And now we're going to come in for my pink color. I'm just going to try to hit the areas that I don't have much color lying around. And clean that off. This takes no time. The rubber cement, you could have kids draw something as a mask. And now I'm going to come in with marigold. You could just really do anything. And they love playing with water paints. I love playing with water paints. What am I kidding? It's not no kid specific. Okay. So now you're going to need your heat gun again. And we're going to start moving these colors around. Have a paper towel, because it will pool up, as you can see up here. But let them move around and seep into the paper. You can tell when it's had enough. Okay, I'm going to get a fresh, clean paper towel here in a second. And I'm just going to blot my paper here. Does add a little dimension to some of the areas. Bristle off. If you're unhappy with how something came out, add some more water, add some more color. So I'll just show you that real quick. So I want to get this top corner a little bit better here. So I'll spray it. And maybe this bottom one. And I'm going to go in back in with our pink color here, our red. much there. And that should be covered. I'm not gonna heat set this. I'm gonna just kind of blotch. And then if you want it to completely dry, you can come back in with your heat gun. But here's the trick. Paper is still damp, so be careful with that. Clean this up here real quick. Actually, I'm gonna give this a quick drying out. And now it's time for the trick. The rubber cement created a mask, so you can rub your finger over and you can feel that rubber cement. Well, rub a little harder and off comes that cement. And it's magic. It's just as white as when you started. Do be careful. It is watercolor paper. It can tear. So you kind of want to be a little gentle with what your plan is. You can use one of these sticker eraser hoojigger things. They also work. But your finger will actually feel where the glue is that needs to go. Much better than that little eraser. And there you have it. So now I do want to fill in my laugh and my love. I have a finer paintbrush here. I'm going to come in with a little bit of the red and I'm just going to swirl it in where I think it would work. And you don't want it all pink, or maybe you do. It's all in your preference. But you can go in and pick up another color. It's a little bright for me, so you can blotch it. And you shouldn't mess up things too badly. Colors should stay where they are. Come in with a little bit of yellow. And then I'll finish it up with a little bit of the aqua. That's probably a little brighter than I would have liked, so we'll give it a little bit of blotch. And then come back in with a little bit of pink. Just to swirl it around. A little bit there. Okay. Fussy this real quick. Okay, set it up and watch it go. And there you have your laugh. Perfectly crystal clear. It's great. So excited. So I am going to mat this on a 5x7 sheet of paper. So let me bring this over here. I have a 5x7 mat of, what am I talking about? Frame ready to go. Laugh is obviously the larger of all the words, which is a little frustrating here. So I'm going to, because this cardstock's a little bit wet, I'm going to go with a different rotary cutter instead of a regular paper trimmer here. Just to take a little bit off each of the sides so that my mat will shine through. And like I said, it's a great late Mother's Day gift or Father's Day gift for the workroom. You probably could do a child's handprint in it if you so desire. I am going to sign my little work of art. And give it a quick tape run. And I have my frame to put this in, which I should have unwrapped prior to the video. Okay. Cute little project. Again, these don't have to go in frames. You could do them for cards, however you want it to be visible. That's what I get for being a dollar fan. The Dollar Tree. Got my frames. But here's my 3 frames that you can hang and enjoy in your cube or an office or in your home craft room. They're just adorable. I love the rubber cement. I think it really does pop, especially when you add the watercolors to the background. You get a really diverse look to them, and I just think they're adorable. So stay tuned. There's still one more technique that has for rubber cement, and it's really exciting and very current. So I will talk to you soon. Have a great